guys, welcome back to an all-new R&D Garage. I want to welcome all my new subscribers. Thank you guys so much for subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing my videos. And for everybody who's been there since the beginning, joined along the way the last few years, I can't believe we have over 300 videos now. It's like literally insane. But anyway, thank you so much. And of course, if you've been watching my shorts or my videos and you haven't hit subscribe, it's really, really simple. It's right down there. Go ahead, hit it. I can wait. Okay, I'm not gonna wait, but please hit it. Okay, I'm super excited because today we are working on, oh my gosh, the truck my grandpa bought brand new. She's a 1969 Ford F-250 Camper Special with only about 23,000 miles on her. And while she runs great most of the time, she needs to be super warm. And so we've basically replaced almost everything to do with that issue. Basically, she stalls when I put her into drive or if I put her into reverse, and it's kind of embarrassing. So today we are tackling the carb. I've got a kit here from Mike's Carburetor Parts, and I'm gonna rebuild the carb. So let's get on it. Okay guys, to get to the carburetor, which is a 4-barrel carb, by the way, I have to take off the air cleaner and all the parts attached. So this is super simple, just a wing nut, and then we're gonna twist that guy over there. Let's get on it. Okay, and now, it's always funny, with the Hondas, you're leaning over the engine, and with the Ford, you're almost in the engine, so. There we go. And I'm just gonna keep that on top, and then we twist this, pop it off, and I'm gonna give, it's so cute, a quick shake. And first I'm going to take this off because it's going to fall. Beautiful. And it lifts right off. And I love banging things, so I achieved this part of the job quite well. Let's move on. Okay guys, quick PSA. If you don't have one of these adjustable prop rods, I highly, 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 highly recommend that you get one. Not only for the old beasts like this one, but for the imports, any newer cars. It's kind of peace of mind. This hood on here, if I were leaning over and it fell, it would literally chop me in half. If you're used to standing there with your hand right here, it'll chop your hand off if it accidentally falls. So again, it's peace of mind. You can use it for hatches, you can use it for hoods, you can use it for pretty much whatever you want to prop open, which is probably why they call it a prop stick. Okay, let's move on. Okay, I'm about to save you a whole lot of sorrow. So luckily we all carry these little things called phones, and they have video capabilities on them. What I'd like you to do now, especially if you're not going to be finishing the job until like 4 days later, is even though you may think you'll remember every single connection, every single linkage where it's supposed to go, just do yourself a big, big favor and take a video of it, which I'm going to do right now. And so that way, when you come back, and I'll even zoom in a little bit here, you'll know exactly where every linkage should go, where every connection, every vacuum line, you know exactly where everything goes, which I've been repeating, I guess, for the last couple minutes, but it is super important. Okay, let's move on. Time to start disconnecting. So the first one I'm going to do is the heat riser over here, which is a nut, and then I'm going to pull off the vacuum line. I'm going to wait on the fuel line just because, until the very end, just because we don't want to smell all that fuel the entire time. Okay, I'm going to have to climb into the truck. Okay. There we go, so that pulls right out, perfect. And I'm gonna pull out this vacuum line, which it hasn't been in years, and so it can be a little tough, and you may have to wiggle. Beautiful, let's move on. Okay, now we're gonna disconnect the throttle linkage, and that is this guy right here, and then we'll do the kickdown linkage. So this is pretty simple. You see these two ears right here? All you do is lift up, just like that, swing it back, and pull out to the side. And the clip is still there. Yay! Moving on. Okay, kickdown linkage is next, and that's this guy right here. So this is fairly simple. There is just a C-clip that you're going to pull straight out, and it should come disconnected. However, as none of these parts have moved in about 20 years or more, it can be a little bit of a bear to get out. So let's go ahead. Okay, and I'm going to use a pair of pliers here. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. So that's the C-clip. I'm going to put it right there, and it should, yes, pull straight out, and you're good. All the connections are disconnected except for the fuel line. So I'm about to do that, but I wanted to specify that you want to put a rag down because fuel will leak. So again, that's this nut right here, and not the one with this, with the, the screwdriver. There we go. Oh, you hear it? Oh wait, no, that was Polly. I thought it was burping out gas, but it's our dog. Okay, I think I can get it with, oh no, not even. Thanks. I'm used to working on Hondas now so much. So it's like after a couple of turns, you can usually just finger loosen it the rest of the way, but these parts are a little old. There we go. Now you can totally feel, yes. Perfect. Beautiful. So it's now loose. Just a teeny tiny bit of fuel came out, but we're going to move on. Okay guys, now it's time to actually take off the carburetor. So there's 4 7/16 nuts that we're going to take off. And I want to definitely tell you guys, when you take these off, do not under any circumstances pull it off and let go like that, transfer it with the nut still in, because if it falls down in the carb, you're pretty much hosed. You don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm going to start with these two and get myself into an awkward position to take off the last two. It looks like beautiful. I don't know, for some reason, even though there's tools, I still like using my hands to finish it off. You know, I guess I could have. Okay, so I've got that in my hand. I'm going to pass it off to Dee. Let's do the second one. Woo. Perfect, that's almost at the top. Okay, number 2. Boy howdy. Okay, so I'm going to lean all the way on Grandpa on the paint, and this is going to be awkward, but I got it. Beautiful. There's that. Thank you, sir. And now the last one. It was cold and now I'm getting hot. Oof. Yeah, perfect. Beautiful. That's the last one. Okay, let's move on. You guys, we forgot all about the throttle spring. So what you want to do is take your pair of pliers, get it close to the base of the spring, and it hooks. So you want to, there we go. Now it's off. You'll probably only need one hand. Unfortunately, I needed 2. Okay, now we're finally ready to lift the whole carb out. You want to keep it as steady as possible, upright, because fuel will probably spill out. And also, if it's super easy to get off, it means your gaskets are definitely dry. And if you need to pry it off a little bit, try not to put a screwdriver in between the manifold and the carb itself and like wrench like that, because you could put dings in it. And so your best bet is usually using a hammer on like a solid side of the carb. You don't obviously want to bang it on top. So I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can pull it off. Story of my life. Oh yeah. So clearly my gaskets sucked. Oh, come on. So I've got my fingers underneath. Why are you not? There's a piece of gasket. There we go. Beautiful. And yes, there was some gas leakage. That'd be funny if Dion left me in this position for like 5 hours. There we go. Moving on. So you'll notice right away that there is still some sort of gasket left over, but there are some pieces missing. The first thing I did when I saw that was lift up the carb to see if the missing pieces were on the bottom. And thank goodness they were. So what I'm going to do now, after taking it off the bottom, is pull these up. And this, my goodness. Okay, the fact that it's coming off so easy means that this wasn't changed. Okay. Let's see, the last time this carb was done, or the one and only time this carb was done or rebuilt, was probably about 35, 40 years ago, if you can believe that. Truck was in 69, I'm not gonna do the math, but I know my uncle did it because originally it had a 2-barrel carb and he switched it over to a 4-barrel carb. So normally these gaskets are on like super glue. Beautiful. And now that the old gasket is off, I'm going to come over with the rag and just kind of plug up a couple of the holes so nothing falls in. Yay! One more bit of advice. So before I had blocked the holes with the rag, it occurred to me that normally these trucks are not really one family owned. They maybe go through about maybe 25 owners by the time it gets to you. And so when you're rebuilding the carb or doing anything with the carb and you have the riser plate, go ahead and check the holes. Maybe someone dropped a clip in. Maybe someone lost a watch in one. You never know. So what I'm going to do, even though I'm like 95% certain it's fine, is, and normally it'd be easier with a flashlight, but it looks pretty clean in there. So just take a quick look. You never know. Maybe buried treasure will be in there. Okay guys, now that the carb is actually out of the truck, here's another chance to take more pictures now that it's a little more accessible. So you want to see which hole this rod goes in. You want to see over here what hole it goes in. Just a nice overview of where all the parts should be. So if this hadn't been a family truck and I actually bought it from someone else, you'd think, okay, the 69 Ford F-250 Camper Special, most of them came with a 2-barrel carb brand new. So I would just go ahead and order, 2-barrel carb parts. Then I would have been up the creek when I actually took it off because it is a 4-barrel carb. So all I'm trying to say here is, go ahead, dismantle it, make sure you know what kind of carb is on here before you order parts. And another thing, this is pretty cool. Maybe this will be on your truck as well, but we still have the tin plate with everything you need to know about the carb, like the part number. And so it's easy to plug into the Mike's site and order exactly the gaskets we needed. Okay, so here's all the parts we ordered. We ordered the full complete carburetor kit. We got an extra gasket for the spacer plate. Yours may or may not have that, so definitely check before you order. We got a new screw kit as well. These screws actually look pretty good, but you know what? It's always good to kind of freshen up and put new screws on there. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, Mike's carburetor parts is pretty awesome. And so when you order from him, he includes the general instructions, including, take lots of pictures like I told you guys. And it's really cool because he includes pictures. We may have printed that out actually, but again, all the data you need, and he's always open to answering questions. He includes a card, and on the back, you can just hit it up with your phone and you've got all the instructions online. This is pretty sick. Okay, let's do it. Okay, we're about done for the day. what we need to do next is take this down, clean it up good, and then start the reassembly. And we're going to show you that in the next video. So I'm super excited, like I said, to be working on Grandpa Truck again. You all know that I'm also an actor, and he's been on set with me recently. And it was a super fun day, but we could tell something wasn't quite running right. So I know with the new Carb kit, he's going to be running fantastically. So again, I want to thank all my subscribers for watching this video, for liking, commenting, and sharing. And again, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done it already, and I'll see you next time.